Devote yourself to a clear mission and focus. Just like Batman, if y'all familiar with the quote, it says, if you devote yourself to an ideal, you become something more. So if you just walking through life not having anything you walking for, no purpose, no mission, nothing, you just waking up every day, just going through the motions, you will not reach the full potential that God has bestowed on you. Me, my purpose, my mission, my devotion is through God. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm perfect. I'm not going to sit here and say I do everything right. But having a clear mission within my mind gives me a clear direction onto where I need to go. Following scripture on how to live Christ-like. Because devotion, having a clear ideal, that's all the reasons for life. Having a clear mission on where you're going. But if you just walking through life loosely, you walking through life just feeling like I can do this by myself, you have no direction. It's no what's the word I'm looking for? It's no steps to where you get to. It's like you going to a destination with no map, no road map. So how you gonna get to it? You have an idea where you want to go to, but you have no map to get to. You walking blindly. But when you walking blindly, how do you expect to get there in an efficient way? You might get there based off of pure luck, but that's really that's real doubtful. But if you're trying to go somewhere far within your life, within your soul, you have to have that clear roadmap, and that roadmap is going to come through direction from something bigger than you. So every day when you live in life, man, you got to wake up with a clear direction. I don't know what your mantra has to be. It may have to be something you write down. It may have to be something that, you watch or you get from somebody. It has to be something that gets you up every day, that expects more from you. It has to be bigger than you. It has to. Because the days where you're tired, the days where you don't feel like doing it, the days where you feel like you have no hope no more, it's just a lost direction. You need to be able to lean on something. You need to be able to look upon something that will get you up, give you that uplift that you need. Because guess what? It's a lot of broken spirits out there. It's a lot of broken spirits that don't know where they're going, no direction. It's a lot of people broken inside. But if you go for that direction, you go for that bigger purpose, it will give you peace. It will give you understanding. It will give you a roadmap to where you're trying to get to. But all it takes is asking, being humble, and having, a right heart. Because if your heart is wicked, your heart is just like, no, I'm going to do what I want, so I'm going to do what I choose to do, how you expect your life going to be? And it gets to the point where it gets so bad where the wickedness that you do, it don't even affect you no more. Once you get to that point, you are truly lost within your soul. You are truly lost into the creation. And at that point, now you playing games with God. Now God can look at your life and say, no what, it's done. And eventually, you may not physically die, but your soul dies. And when that soul dies, you have reached death entirely, in my opinion. But the main purpose of this video is for you to really sit down with yourself, think, and realize what is lighting up my feet, what is lighting up your steps, what is lighting up your voice, your thoughts, all of that. What direction are you going to? Because like I said, without a clear direction, with anything that you do in your life, without a clear direction, you walking blindly. So whether it's business, whether it's financially, whether it's working, you have to have some type of direction to where you're going. Because without direction, like I said, you're walking blindly to a destination that you may think you know in your head, but you don't know how to get there. You don't have a guide. That's why when you get to new places like a foreign country, they recommend you tour guides. Because guess what? They know that you don't know where you're going. So they give you a guide so they can guide you to your destination or guide you along places that will be helpful for what you're trying to get to, what you're trying to see. So understand that, man. Understand that when you have something burning within your heart to do more, you have to sit down, get on your knees, have alone time, and you have to talk with God. God has to be the forefront up to the direction, to your goings. Yes, it's gonna be times where it may feel like God is not with you. It may feel like times that God is trying to test you into a direction where it's like, okay, is my child going to fold, or is my child going to persevere? Because guess what? When you walking with God, life is not going to be all peachy, rainbow, sunshine. It's not going to be all perfect. There's going to be times where it's going to feel real difficult. It's going to feel times where, you're going to feel that hand on the fire. You're going to feel that hand on the burner. But it's how much can you endure? How much can you lean on him? So just understand that, man, through your hardships, through your devotion on trusting him, that's when the fruits will come. That's when the soul will feel more on fire. It's just like a level up. Every time that you pass the mission, you get stronger within your character. So understand with your life, every time you pass certain objectives in your life, understand that when you trust a little bit more, when you go a little bit more, that's when you will reach that new advancement within your life. But guess what? When you devalue yourself, when you start going back to doing old habits, things like that, that's when you feel your soul slowly declining again. So especially, man, I like to say, when you know better, you're going to do better. So when you know your triggers, you can't go back to those ways. That's why God says he has more mercy on a child, because guess what? A child doesn't know better. But when you adult, now God gives you that wrath, because God knows that you're growing, that you know what you need to be doing. So as you get older in this life, you know certain things, you know more things about yourself. It's a quote from a TV show. It says, which you could take it with a grain of salt too, but it says the longer you live, the more mistakes that you make. And I believe that, because obviously, even when you do try to live as perfect as possible, you're never going to be perfect. So the longer you do live, you are going to make mistakes. So when you make those mistakes, you have to look back at those mistakes and realize, okay, how can I not do that again? Like I said again, we're not perfect. We are human. We are flesh. But at the same time, as you acknowledge them and as you look at them, you have to look at it and say, okay, how can I not go back to that? Because God know that God is watching. It's a higher, you have to know that your actions comes with consequences. In that moment, your consequence may not come right then and there, but it's going to come. So you understand, man, the direction that you want to live, the life that you want to live. It's really simple enough where you want to be on the wicked or you want to be on the righteous. The wicked or the righteous. It comes down to being that simple. Which pathway do you want to follow? Dark or light? That's simple. So let this be a food for thought, man. Choose your pathway. Choose your roadmap. Who do you want to guide you? What steps do you want to take? Don't just go walk in with a blind mission. You want to walk in with the most efficient tour guide there is. So every day, seek, search, ask, and work on yourself. Be humble, integrity, and live the righteous code of conduct.